Hi, my name is Simon Fraser. I'm running for Chief Justice of the Associated Students, and I'm a student for Progress. And one of the jobs of the Chief Justice is to make sure that AS is accountable, not just fair and just, but also within the rules that it sets down, is legal, and is doing the right thing for its constituents at all times. And I want to make sure that that continues to happen. In the past, it hasn't always happened, and I want to make sure that no matter what the AS does, it can always be said that we have integrity, that we are accountable, and that we are completely transparent to its constituents. Another problem is that the AS is governed by a whole set of governing rules, be it the Constitution and the bylaws, and sometimes these policies conflict. Sometimes they're old and outdated since they haven't been updated since the 1990s, and so sometimes students don't even know what the rules are, and that means that the rules often don't get followed, which they should be. I'm going to plan to fix this in several ways. First of all, I want to continue to update the governing documents to make sure that they reflect changing needs and modern times, making sure that all the inconsistencies are gone and making sure that the rules are clear, concise, and appropriate for the situation so that the associated students can truly follow them. Two, I want to set down a policy framework that will not just keep our AS slate accountable to its constituents through the policy of communication that our slate has, but also making sure that future AS governments have a framework to actually live by as they come into office. So it's very well and good, us saying that we're going to do these things for 1 year, but there needs to be some kind of consistency. And I want to make sure that that consistency is put in place in a policy framework, and I think that I am the best person to do that. And moreover, I want to make sure that we are really active in shared governance. Associated Students has a real great opportunity to participate in the shared governance process. And we need to make sure that we're electing officials that are knowledgeable, willing to talk about and willing to confront the rest of the shared governance groups on issues that matter to students the most. In the last year, I've been the Associate Chief Justice on the Supreme Council, which is an appointed position, working really closely with the Chief Justice. And in that position, I've pioneered two major amendments to our governing documents already. A resolutions bylaw, which gave the Associated Students a framework for their resolution passing, and making some changes to the election code, making elections more open and more responsive to modern technology needs, such as online voting, which didn't exist since they were adopted in 1997. I've also been a very active public commenter at Associated Students meetings, Board of Trustees meetings, and College Council meetings, always trying to hold our elected officials and our administration accountable and making sure that they release the information that they need to release and responding to student concerns on issues across campus. During the last year, I've become intimately familiar with the governing documents, and I believe that no other candidate has the knowledge and experience with the governing document, the Constitution, the bylaws, the Brown Act, anything that relates to us as I do. Voting will happen on May 17th and 18th. If you have any questions for me, please email me at pccstudentsforprogress@gmail.com, or you can find me on campus and stop me for any questions that you have. Once again, my name is Simon Fraser. I'm running for the Chief Justice of the Associated Students, and I hope that you will vote for me and my slate for Students of Progress this election cycle.